Here's meteorologist Stephen Jones.
Starting off with our time lapse, looking off to the west, you can see we had pretty much that wall-to-wall sunshine out there today, but temperatures kind of kept mild thanks to all that northerly wind, some good cold air advection going on, bringing in some cold air from the north. Get that sunset going, and of course now that we're going to have those clear skies going into tonight, along with those northerly winds staying in place, we're going to be cooling off pretty quickly. Already down to about 49 here in town, 44 there in Sterling City. The cool spot, Ballinger, at about 43 degrees right now, and then a little bit warmer down towards I-10, still holding on to some of those 50s. 53 going to be that warm number from Ozona and Sonora. 52 over there in Junction, so about 9 degrees or so across the entire Concho Valley. And whenever we're looking at the temperature spread compared to yesterday, it's about 10 to even 22 degrees colder there in Ballinger than about this time yesterday. Here in town, about 17 degrees colder. So all of us definitely starting to feel the chill of that Arctic air making its way in. It's going to continue going into tomorrow. Also, this dry air we have in place, definitely seeing those dew points in the 20s and 30s, about a 6-degree spread from Junction to Sterling City. Those relative humidity indices following that same trend of about the 30s and 40s across the entire region. Definitely too dry to really see too much activity going on into the next couple of days. By the time we're going into Monday, take a look at the moisture tracker here. You can see plenty of dry air, but Monday, finally, the Rio Grande Valley starts to get some of those greens back into the state of Texas. And if it pushes into the Concho Valley, that's really going to determine where we start to see some of that winter weather, some of that snow, freezing rain, some sleet, even just the rain with some of those temperatures. So it's all going to start coming together about Monday night into Tuesday. Most of the better dynamics really look to remain off to the east and southeast right now of the Concho Valley, it looks like. Take a look at the upper level pattern, really the entire country dealing with this upper level trough, this colder air. By Tuesday, we finally see the last of that upper level energy working overhead. And then by the time we're going into the back half of the work week, we see this next trough working through. For now, temperatures for us look pretty stable with it. Looks like it'll remain off towards the eastern part of the country. So then as we go into the weekend, looks like it really stabilizes out into the 50s and 60s is what it looks like, a pretty good warm up after we get out of this winter event by about Tuesday or so. For right now, the national satellite can show you the cold air really creeping down on the Dakotas and Minnesota there. A good amount of cloud cover working over the central portions of the United States, and when we turn on the radar for you, you can see a good amount of rain pushing towards the east coast, even some snow up towards the Great Lakes. But as we zoom in at Texas, you can see some of that snow making its way even towards Amarillo right now, also over towards Oklahoma City. Whenever we go into the futurecast, you can see maybe it'll make it as far south as about Lubbock or so before it starts to dissipate pretty quickly as it makes its way closer to the Concho Valley. Maybe even a couple of those clouds making its way in, but overall looking pretty quiet going into the overnight hours and very cold into those lower 20s. Going into your Sunday, going to be those sunny skies, but it's going to be, I think, a little bit of a lie. You know, just looking out the window, it's going to look pretty warm, but temperatures only pushing up into those upper 30s, looking like a pretty chilly day. So I'd say better probably to stay inside. Going into Monday, that's where we start to see more of those sunny skies, but we're finally going to be on the watch for some of that moisture working in. You can see finally little bits of snow and that freezing rain trying to push up towards the Gulf Coast of Texas. As we're going into the overnight hours, I've already said it, but remember the 4 Ps, people, pipes, pets, and planes, because it's going to be very cold, going to about 24 or even the lower 20s, especially in some of those lower lying areas tomorrow. Winds still out of the northeast about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Temperatures only getting about 38 degrees is what I'm going to say, so definitely bundle up if you're stepping out and about and going through the next couple of days. That's going to be the moral of the story through about Tuesday or so with these colder temperatures in place. 43 there for MLK Day, 35 there for Tuesday. We've got that chance of snow. Really looks like Monday night after midnight going into early Tuesday is that best chance of winter weather. Then as we go through the week, we start to warm up pretty quickly. The 50s make their return by Wednesday, and the weekend sees those 60s return. That's all for your 7-day forecast, but stick around.